It's been 1 year and 13 days since my bicycle accident. I broke my right femur while riding my Trek motorized bicycle. I was rounding a curve. There were some leaves. It was a little bit wet. I went down, tried to catch myself. My right femur broke. It came back into what they call a bird's wing. So it came back and over. And I knew it was broken by the way my foot was turned. So I just pushed it back down. It didn't hurt at that time. When I tried to get up, of course it hurt because the bone was actually, broken all the way through, and then it was twisted a little bit. So that's a problem. So that didn't heal with the 16 plate and 20 screws. So I had to go in for the bone graft, and I did that. He took a little bone out of my hip and some from a cadaver bone, and they placed that mixture on top of my bone break, and they wrapped it all in wire in a cage and sent me on my way. So it's been over a year since I've actually walked without assistance, and actually it's been about 5 years since I've actually walked without any assistance. I've undergone several surgeries on my right leg. This break had nothing to do with that. It just happened. Stuff happens. Anyway, so this is how I walk without my cane or any assistance. And this is how I walk with a cane. And I also have a wheelchair. The wheelchair helps me when I go downstairs, if I want to go walk the dog, even if I just want to go over to the park and hang out while it's sunny, or go get something to eat or a cup of coffee or whatever it is. Luckily, we live in a neighborhood that everything is fairly close. I can even now go to the CVS and 7-Eleven if I want to. So that's the good part. I did have to invest in an electric wheelchair, which not cheap. But that's okay. I mean, it gets me around. There's no timetable on when I'll actually be able to walk again. It's extremely difficult to come back from a leg break in general, much less a complication of a leg break and a second surgery. And actually it's my 5th surgery on this leg. So there's a lot of hardware in there. There's a lot of muscle, tendons, ligaments. And that's our fucking fire drill right now.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? We'll be conducting a test on the fire alarm system. This is only a test, and you do not have to evacuate. Thank you.
So yeah, they're doing the fire alarm testing this week in our building. We did have to move. We moved from a 3-story townhome to a apartment. It's quite a bit smaller, but that's okay. It helps us get around. It helps me get around easier. It helps my husband, who's having to do everything. I try to do as much as I can. Some days are better than others. Right now, my left knee I'm having trouble with because I have a Baker's cyst behind it, and it may or may not have burst. At this point, I'm having some trouble with my meniscus. It's just a complication from not being able to walk and putting all my weight on that leg for so long. And now I'm trying to get back on the other one. So now I have 2 non-working legs. I'm going for an MRI today on my left knee, and see what they can do. Usually Baker's cyst, it's been there forever. I've always known I've had it. They'll probably just like aspirate it and call it a day. So we'll see what happens. But right now it's, I could literally make probably an hour-long video of everything that's happened. But I really just wanted to make a video about an update, what's happening. I'm just quiet right now. I just don't want to talk about a lot of it. It's complicated, and when I do start to talk about it, people are helpful and they want to try to help me see the brighter side of it, but there are so many complications that it's extremely hard to do that. I have depression, you know, I have bipolar, ADHD. It's hard. And I know people have it harder. I really understand that. But when we take away someone's ability to vent or even tell them what's happening in our lives with trying to make it better, it doesn't really help. I'll say that. So with that,
may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
May I have your attention,
There has been a
please?
fire emergency reported in the building. Please evacuate
I gotta go.
the building by the nearest exit. Do not use the elevators.
How the fuck am I supposed to get downstairs? Hmm?